Our first presenter is Coralee Grimm, co-partner of Culture Co. Coralee's pursuit is to elevate business leaders through educating them in all things culture, people, and brand. She describes her work as one part visioning, one part strategy, one part happy hour. Coralee has studied marketing and design for business and has interesting thoughts on developing a healthy corporate and business culture. Her diversified experience in magazine writing, building homes, wedding planning, and travel has given her the opportunities to understand that people love to tell their story and live their style. She aims to help them do just that. Coralee's style includes enjoying the occasional pink gin and tonic cocktail.
A prairie girl with a troubled childhood and no opportunity, I grew up one of 7 children to a single mother dancing on a dependency of government handouts and poverty. Dysfunction and instability was the norm, and by the time I graduated, I had attended 9 different schools. What I knew then was that the choices I would make would change the trajectory of my life. I learned very early that I could have chosen sorrow, which I feel is truly the companion to trauma. Those traumas being alcoholism, domestic violence, crime, and incarceration. I could have gone on repeating family cycles, which sometimes I did, but with the urging of some really influential people in my life, I let that cycle go. I held on to the belief that life could get better, and I visualized my higher self. I was already training my brain to shift my thinking and to start thinking about what could be instead of what couldn't be. My goals were simply good grades and having a few bucks in my pocket. I loved working and learning. If I had to point out the catalysts, I'd say teachers and bosses. One of those moments was walking into school to find this picture on the bulletin board, and I could see one word, and that word was achievement. A teacher's celebration of me encouraged me to see the value in myself. I went to my first leadership course in grade 8 at the University of Alberta, and it changed my life. That validation from the leaders in my world allowed me to shift my thinking and really just pave the way to elevating my life. I have been urged to continuously see a bigger version full of joy and the ability to help others. I celebrate my life instead of just existing in it. People who bypass joy and gratitude are the people who repeat family cycles. I was always learning at work and at school and learning from the people around me. I surrounded myself with some really great people, leaders and bosses. Learning from them opened doors for me. I learned that there was not one way of thinking that was right or wrong, and that thinking differently actually helped me communicate more effectively. I managed a Pizza Hut when I was just 17. From payrolls to pizza, my boss believed in me. I wasn't sure what he saw in me, but he was instilling the leadership values that I have today. I was responsible for the day-to-day, and I remember trying to blame other people for things, and he would look at me and say, "Be responsible." I took those words to heart. I felt valued, I practiced gratitude, and the empathy I learned in my childhood, along with my inherent need to tell it like it is, had me on the road to leadership. I experimented with jobs in school, looking for a perfect career. I didn't consider myself a leader, but I loved encouraging people to show up as the best version of themselves. I have a few rules to shifting your thinking, and the first is to stop being offended. When I changed how I responded, the outcome was different and always positive. I became a better boss, friend, wife, and mother because I stopped being offended. When you're offended, you can't hear advice, and you block the ability to turn a positive. My second rule is to see the good stuff. We live in a society that seems to magnify misfortune, and we get stuck on it. If we learn to magnify our strengths, we see the best version of people. I had a lot of people in my life who were able to see my strengths and didn't magnify misfortune. My third rule is that change starts with mindset. You either can or you can't. Mindset is the key to success. Each day I choose what kind of life I will have, and sometimes those are big decisions. I know I have the ability to change the outcome of my day. The fourth rule to changing and shifting your thinking is to celebrate your achievements. I believe the loudest things in your life are the most important, and having 2 parents who didn't finish high school meant that my own graduation was my first success. Well, not really, because they just didn't know how. I'm not sure my parents even knew much who I was, but I knew I would be someone who recognized the achievements of others. And my last rule is to problem solve. Change starts with problem solving. It forces you to focus on not the pressure of the situation, but to find the solution. The thing that I love the most about problem solving is that it's not about pride. Good problem solvers know it's about finding the best outcome. These rules found me in leadership roles that I couldn't identify in myself, but was happening in my work. I found myself leading teams and people, and even though I didn't consider myself a leader, I just called myself a hard worker, and that felt really good to me. I enjoyed seeing strengths in others and validating them. I began creating culture. I had many jobs and went to school time and time again looking for that perfect fit that would foster my creativity, but also to let me share my experience and insight. My rules to shifting my thinking became the strategy behind my work, and I finally understood it wasn't about the work, it was about the people. I met my business partner and we started our Culture Code journey with similar mindsets and a passion for people. We could see the potential in anything and tried to up-level everything we touched. We problem solved and took on the mantra that everything was figure-outable. We had a strength to change each other's mindset, and we knew we could give that to others. We work with businesses, brands, and leaders to think in abundance always, to find positive outcomes, to communicate effectively, and to start at the root of it, which is people. The key was the ability to shift our thinking and to encourage others to as well. Growing your business is about turning excuses into decisions. Self-development and the ability to identify opportunities is an asset. We teach others to forego the traditional power and management tools for true leadership tools like vision, storytelling, and strategy. We built our own culture by practicing gratitude and always saying thank you. We elevate our community, and we magnify the strengths of our community and the brands we work with. We teach them that they have the ability to choose the outcome. They can always choose growth, and everybody has potential. We elevate by celebrating the achievements of others and continuing to surround ourselves with people that we can lean on and learn from. I am always open to learning, and I understand that my childhood doesn't define me. There is no map that paves an easy course, and I know that the ability to shift my thinking and see potential will continue to elevate. I challenge you to reflect on your own journey. Recognize the tools that you have learned to shift your own thinking, and use those tools to elevate your life and the people around you. Thank you.